Hey, welcome back to the channel. I told y'all, man, the feds just got J Prince Sr. J Prince Jr. is shook right now. He just saw his dad get carried away in the squad unit and everything. We just heard from Wack100. Wack100 reported this first. The sources came out saying that J Prince Sr. just got arrested by the feds in Houston, man. This whole thing in light of the Takeoff situations because of the shots and warnings that J Prince Sr. sent to Offset and them and Quavo. Now Offset and Quavo are in protective custody because of the threats coming from the Prince family, and they was trying to make sure that they don't get them before that trial happens to Takeoff, because everybody knows what's really gonna happen when the big Rico comes, man. I want y'all to watch this whole video and subscribe to the channel, man. The details just came out. Listen to the whole thing. Man, Offset and Quavo are not supposed to be fighting like this. They were supposed to come together after the Takeoff incident. I don't know if they really learned from that, but, you know, they still in their feelings. They still have their beefs with the people that they arguing with. They still trying to, you know, have their brothers pull up to J Prince Jr. and them because, you know, a lot of people were commenting and saying, you know, why hasn't anybody slid for Takeoff? Why hasn't anybody gotten justice? How come no one's like leveled it, even the playing field or anything like that? And it's basically because of the fact that, you know, Quavo still has ties with everybody in Houston. He still has ties with J Prince Jr. and them. He said that the Migos was over in his song, but he didn't say anything about him hanging out with the Prince family and all that. And so what y'all got to understand is that's why Offset's brother's upset. And he's looking at it like, okay, so how y'all going to have this whole Takeoff situation happen, but Quavo is still siding with the folks that basically were, you know, actually around and brought the ones who hit him up. And so what's being said is that, oh, after Quavo and Offset had the whole fight at the Grammys and they got into it and got in each other's faces and smacked each other and all that, they not supposed to be doing that. Like, Takeoff is looking down, like, disgusted at this because of the fact that they not supposed to be. They got millions of dollars and they still fighting over whatever little petty thing, and it was all over a girl anyways. But now it's like, man, even after Takeoff is gone, y'all still gonna pull that and y'all still gonna be like acting like the way you are and coming at each other. Why don't they have that same energy towards the people who sent up Takeoff? Like, you don't see them going and slapping the DJ Pat guy or anybody from over on that side with the mob ties people. Like, they really should be directing their energy towards asking them what really happened and who's the one that did it and who rode with Pat and everybody that helped him try to get away that night. But see, the thing is that Quavo already knows all of that because he was there that night. And so that's the stuff where he's going to have to come up on the stand and basically tell what he knows. And so this is like a breaking point where a lot of people are going to call Quavo a snitch or whatever after saying what he says on the stand. It's like the DA told him, you are witness number one. You have to come on the stand and give your statements because they already asked him questions that night and he slipped up and he already said what he said. So he has to stand on that and basically keep those same stories. If he changes his story up, they're going to say he's not credible. And then since he's the number one witness, if he ends up not being credible, then they're not going to be able to get justice for Takeoff the way they want to. Because then the other side is going to try to find a way to get at that jam by saying that Quavo changed his story. So Quavo has to keep his same exact story since that first night. And so now it's getting around the time where they're about to go to the first trial and like it's confirmed that Quavo will be on the stand. Like, the state is asking him to come up on the stand and everything because, you know, really it's all up to Quavo. They would rather have him do it than try to get like the whole case put on and find out themselves. They'd rather just have the witnesses come out, the people who was there, to explain everything that happened. That way they could figure out, okay, who do you believe more, the dude that popped him or the dude that was his family member that was next to him? And so they're going to discuss the dice game. They're going to discuss exactly how much money was exchanged and everything. I don't think they're going to get in trouble for the dice game too much, but they're going to be talking about how much money they had to pay the dudes for security and why is it that they even went and hung out with them and who threw the party. They're going to have to bring up J Prince Jr. and Jazzy anyways to the stand. Like, J Prince Jr. is a witness in this because of the fact that he was right there walking by Takeoff when Takeoff was down. And it was him and his brother that threw that party. So it's like without a doubt that they're going to have to talk to them. If they don't talk to them and bring them up, it'll be a surprise for everybody because How is it that the person who threw the party, who threw the event, who actually gathered all the people to come out, and then the situation happened, they want to talk to that person because they want to make sure that they didn't set it up. They want to know who they actually invited. Did they know that these people were going to get into it like this? Did they know that they were going to play the dice game? Because the dice game wasn't even supposed to be played. So Jazz Prince is going to be able to get out the jam by saying he left early before they even blew out the candles on the birthday cake. As soon as they cut the cake, he left immediately. And that's when Quavo and Takeoff should have left. But they're going to ask him and be like, oh, yeah, did you know that they were going to get into an argument when they went outside and it was going to turn out the way? He's going to say, no, I left early. And then the only person that's going to be there is basically J. Prince Jr. and Quavo are witnesses number 1 and 2. And J. Prince Jr. is probably going to say everything to get his squad out of the hot water. He's going to cover up and make sure that none of his people get in trouble. He's going to say he didn't see anything. He didn't see nobody argue or whatever. But then when they bring Quavo on, he's going to tell the whole opposite story. He's going to be talking about how they tried to swing on him and they tried to say all of this stuff and argue with him about the dice game and that's what started the whole commotion. And then they're going to show the tape, the footage. The footage is going to show everything, and they're going to be asking why they saying this and that when the footage really shows this. They're going to ask J. Prince Jr. and bring up him walking by Takeoff, and they're going to ask him, why weren't you helping in this situation? Why didn't you look over? It looks like you don't even care about this person. It looks like you're more worried about other things right now and covering up, your peoples that just got away and whatnot. So they're going to really dig deep into a lot of things. They're going to replay a lot of the stuff, and they're going to be asking Quavo, why was he even in the argument? Why was he playing in the dice game? They're going to ask J. Prince Jr., why didn't you break it up? It's your people. These guys listen to you. Out of all the people there, your dad wasn't there. So the next in line is J. Prince Jr. to break this up. And he could have told his boys, he could have told everybody, hey, back off of him. Calm down. Take it inside. Let your guard down. And he could have made it to where they at least didn't, make the situation go so much worse and escalate it. So he could have actually had a chance to maybe even break it up and stop it from getting to the point where they were even going to pull out whatever they pulled out. Like, he could have stopped it way early before the argument, before it went outside. He could have told them, hey, let's all just have a good time. Quit this arguing, no more dice games. And, if you need money, we're going to find ways to get you money. Like, don't worry about that. Don't trip about it. Everybody's here enjoying the moment right now. It's supposed to be dude's birthday and whatever, but see, not everybody was trying to be on the same energy. And so J. Prince Jr. could have spoke up to his peoples and told them to be calm and be chill and not to, spaz out and go and try to start a situation and escalate it. And so, but even though he didn't do that, it still escalated, and there was no, Quavo and them, they're really on the defensive mode because they're outnumbered 50 people to 5 people. So when you going against, 45 more people than you, of course something's going to happen. You way outnumbered. So, Quavo and whoever he was with, Migos bands and Takeoff and everybody that was at that side, they actually had every right to be able to do what they got to do to make it at that situation. Now, on the other hand, you got 45 people who's on one team with mob ties, and they all with J. Prince Jr. and everybody because they all got invited by him. This is a private party. So everybody that was there was hand-selected, hand-picked by name to be invited to that party, to be present, to check in. They was on the attendance. They when they looked at the check-in sheet, everybody filled their name out. So they know exactly who it was that drove the getaway car for DJ Pat after he hit Takeoff and dipped and ran down the stairs. Because when they put that car in reverse and it was that big Cadillac truck, the GMC trucks, it looked just like that. They hit that reverse, and as soon as DJ Pat and one of his homies, the dude in the yellow sweatshirt, as soon as they made it down the stairs, they jumped right into that Cadillac truck, and whoever the getaway car dude was, he peeled off. But it was people standing right there. It was J. Prince Jr. not too far away from this, so he could have seen everything that happens. And the fact that they all were hand-selected, hand-picked to be invited by name, they all know each other, so they know exactly who it was that tried to escape after the Takeoff situation. And you know that HPD still looking for him, but they all well connected in Houston with J. Prince Jr., HPD, mob ties, and all of that. Everybody knows each other. So really nobody wants to be the person who points him out and says, you know, go get that guy and get him in trouble, because the way that they grew up, the way that they were raised and everything, that's not a common thing you see people doing every day in the hood, is like pointing out. I mean, yeah, you got rats and snitches here and there, but it's like when something is, you know, open case like this and you're not directly like in trouble for it, a lot of people don't want to step up and say who did it and what they saw, because they already know that J. Prince Jr. and them roll deep, and there's going to be a lot of repercussions and consequences if they find out that somebody in Houston was given the details and telling on everything that happened on the, you know, on the low end. So with all that, it's going to be interesting. And as the details come, make sure you guys check back in, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment, let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of. Condolences to Takeoff and everything, man. I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. Peace.